The Air Force Military Police Center is the implementing body of the Air Force headquarters, which is responsible to carry out the development and undergo operation of 8 functions in military police in the environment and for the Air Force's importance. The vision is to develop the Air Force Military Police or MP soldiers which are knightly behaved, professional, able to solve, follow, and to challenge the rapid enhancements of the era for the sake of Indonesian Air Force. To support these visions, the Air Force Military Police Center's missions include carrying out all the duties and functions of the military police, improving the capabilities in military operations, whether it is for war or other than war, enhancing the capabilities of military police personnel through education and training, upholding the supremacy of law and human rights, and maintaining the image of the Air Force Military Police. On November 1st, 1946, within the spirit of Wira Waskita, and along with the war periods of Indonesia's independence, the Air Force Military Police was born. Historically, since being born during the War of Indonesia's independence, the Air Force's military police is totally attached to support the duties of the Air Force. History proves that the records of the Air Force Military Police's achievements have been made by the best patriot of the Air Force Military Police, traced in any kinds of operations, both national and international. Furthermore, the Air Force Military Center nowadays has 2,818 active military members, which are stationed all over Indonesia. As a military on-duty officer within the Air Force environment, the Air Force Military Service is guided by 8 military police functions. 1. Criminal inquiry and physical security. 2. Investigation. 3. Law enforcement. 4. Execute enforcement of discipline and military order. 5. Handling of military prisoners and retained personnel. 6. Handling of enemy prisoners of war and war internee. 7. VIP and convoy escort. 8. Traffic control and issuing TNI driver license. Criminal inquiry implementations of these functions include the task of criminal and disciplinary investigations, the search for persons and goods, the mapping of vulnerable areas. Information and data generated from the conduct of criminal investigations become the basis for the implementations of other functions. Physical security is a function that since the inception of Air Force MPs into a distinctive functions in maintaining and securing the main equipment weapon systems owned by the Air Force, comprises all measures and means required to minimize vulnerability of personnel, facilities, equipment, operations, and informations against any threat, including the utilizations of animals. Comprise of military working dogs in the process of hazard detections, attack against threats to the use of animals for tracking, is a capability possessed by the trained Air Force Military Police. Law enforcement operations, which conducted by the Air Force's Military Police Center, is an implementation of the law enforcement functions. The purpose of implementing these operations is to suppress violations of penal law and discipline, both in quantity and quality. Execute enforcement of discipline and military order is a task to carried out by the Air Force Military Police in order to enforce discipline and order within the Air Force, which aims to ensure the level of personnel discipline and compliance in the implementations of applicable regulations. arrangements of military prisoners and retained personnel, one of the functions that play a role in returning perpetrators of crime or violations in order to return to have good moral quality and discipline. Handling of enemy prisoners of war and war internee is an implication of the law of war and human rights. The TNI is committed to always uphold the law of war that have been ratified and the protections of human rights wherever they are posted. VIP and convoy escort, one of the duties of the Air Force Military Police in ensuring the security and smoothness of the very important person activities in Indonesia, the troops convoy and other activities as required. Traffic control in the conduct of military operations or other activities. The role of the Air Force's military police in controlling traffic is an effort to realize the smoothness and security of operations and military activities. Implementations of driving license is one of the authority of the Air Force Military Police in giving a driver's license for the Air Force personnel. Along with the development of times, the role and success of the Air Force Military Police in carrying out military operations as well as military operations other than war is a testament to the commitment of the Air Force Military Police. It is recorded that countless gallant operations follow were the operation of Dutch military aggressions from 1946 to 1949, Operations Trikora, Operations Dwikora, and Operation Seroja. This time is the checkpoint that the Air Force Military Police has a decade of time in involving itself in world peace operations of the Indonesian Garuda contingents, especially in Lebanon, Sudan, and Mali. This involvement proves that the Air Force Military Police has put an implementation of the Indonesian nation's commitment to maintain world peace, a long journey of Air Force Military Police in its devotions to the nations and state.